Dear Aimee Stevens, I'm a transgender teen. I'm nervous about getting my first job because I'm afraid of being fired or facing discrimination or harassment at work. I'm lucky enough to be in a good enough situation where I can put it off for a little bit, but I can't do that forever. You going to the Supreme Court to defend trans people's rights in the workplace is truly inspiring to me, and it gives me hope. Thank you. I don't know how you feel about being called courageous. I know that a lot of trans people, when doing what they need to survive, don't really like being called courageous. I promise you that standing up to the Supreme Court to defend LGBTQ rights is certainly no small feat and very worthy of being called courageous. I can only imagine how rocky and frankly outright terrifying this process has been for you. And I thank you for doing it anyways. You're giving hope to our community in a time when we feel like we've lost it. All the luck for October. Thank you again. My name is Perry, and I'm from Utah.
Dear Aimee Stevens, Aimee, we don't know each other and are likely never to meet, but I read your story and want to send you a message of encouragement. Clearly, you are the victim of sexual discrimination. I hope the Supreme Court has its head screwed on right and comes to that conclusion as well. For your information, I am a gay man who did not come out until I was in my 60s. My transition was much less profound than yours. Nevertheless, it was fraught with fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of loss of friends. The terror evaporated the moment I committed to being who I am. I lost no friends. I hope that has been your experience as well. My courage pales in comparison to yours. You are not alone. Sincerely, Phil Shallot.
Dear Aimee Stevens, as the Supreme Court hears your case, I want you to know you're not in this fight alone. You are a role model. Thank you. I'm only 16, and in 2019 I got my first job. I understood that working for the Navy meant being closed off, and all I had to do was get through the summer. I did that successfully, but it made me sad. I wish I could have been more open about who I was to my colleagues, who I was close with, but I also needed the summer internship without hassle. Throughout the past few years, I have followed court cases that could have any implications in my life. I almost always tend to overthink them and often idolize the people at the center of the case. But as a friend said, they're just people who want what you want and have to go through this annoying process to get it. So I'm here to tell you I am with you. I'll be sitting in class anxious all day knowing the case is being heard. I know the implications this could have on my life and millions of others. If we win, we may have just saved so many people's lives, and that's a blessing itself. If we lose, well, the world, or a few judges, just aren't ready for us yet. We have to have hope, but we also just as equally have to be prepared to keep on fighting. Fighting to be your true self takes courage. You never sought to be in the limelight, but you are making a difference to the LGBTQ community every single day, and that means the world to me. Thank you so much. Alana.
Dear Aimee Stevens, my oldest child is transgender. She was born male and is now my daughter, whom I am very proud of. I have watched her go through the fight of her life as well as the fight for her life. In the process of fighting for who she is, early on in her transition, she was fired from a job and filed unemployment. In the hearing, she was brought to tears, and the anxiety was so bad she was physically ill. To be your true self takes so much courage. You never sought to be in the limelight, but you are making a difference to the LGBTQ community every single day. As the Supreme Court hears your case, I want you to know that you're not in this fight alone. You are a role model. Thank you so much. Sincerely, Melinda Lambert.
Dear Aimee Stevens, fighting to be your true self takes courage. You never sought to be in the limelight, but you are making a difference to the LGBTQ community every single day. As the Supreme Court hears your case, I want you to know you're not in this fight alone. I have several transgender friends, and my son came out to me as trans at 16. They're 22 now and doing well in nursing school, but I've seen firsthand the discrimination faced by transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people. My son was fired from their first SENA job for being trans. One of my friends was fired from a job for the same reason and struggled for years to find a job and an accepting employer. On behalf of my son and my friends, thank you for fighting this injustice. You are courageous. You are a strong woman. Please know that many of us are watching your fight and cheering for you. Sincerely, Dawn, Shelltown, Lansing, Michigan.
Dear Aimee Stevens, I'm the grandfather of a transgender person just now starting college. Fighting to be your true self will take courage. You never sought to be in the limelight, but you're making a difference to the LGBTQ community every single day. As the Supreme Court hears your case, I want you to know you're not in this fight alone. You're a role model for all struggling people. Thank you. Sincerely, John Lorand, Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Dear Aimee Stevens, you are not alone. We have never met, but I'm one of the many in the Army that stand behind you. We love you, and we are with you in this fight. You are so brave and a true inspiration. Sincerely, Kirsten Mallett.
Dear Aimee, thank you for standing up for yourself and for all transgender women and men against workplace discrimination. You are fighting for an America that lives up to the vision that all are created equal and all are entitled to equal treatment under the law. You have my undying gratitude and respect. As the Supreme Court hears your case, I want you to know that you are not in this fight alone. I stand with you. With great respect, Linda.
Hi everyone, it's Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. I have a message for Aimee Stevens. Aimee, I stand with you. Thank you so much for your incredible courage and your spirit. I want you to know you're giving hope to so many people to help better our community. And I want all of our trans neighbors to know that we're going to fight back against discrimination like this, and that Aimee is going to help us provide some light during this time of darkness in our country where things like this are still happening to our neighbors. So please know 13 District Strong stands with you, and so do I. And we are here for you. We will always have your back. Thank you so much.
Hi, Aimee. Just want to thank you for having the courage to fight for your rights and the rights of every single person in the LGBTQ plus community. You are changing our state and our nation for good. As governor, I want you to know I am committed to you, to fighting alongside you, to ensure that everyone in the community in Michigan is protected from discrimination with the same rights as their neighbors. I'm with you, and I wish you the very best in Washington, D.C. Thanks for being so brave and for making us proud. And just know, here in Michigan, we've got your back.